What is up, YouTube? Welcome to KO Bets. My name is Bill. What do we got? We've got to go over UFC Fight Night, Tuivasa against Tybura. We can go over last week. What else do I got to do? Oh, NFT update. Thank you so much for the awesome stream last week. I think we had 4 live viewers at one point, and they stuck around for a majority of the stream. People were commenting. It was a lot of fun, and we're up to 74 subscribers. At 100, we will do an NFT giveaway. Let's go over the... Well, before I get started, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support. So we had an awesome week. I like the dogs. We had our best week of the year. Total risk was 5.9. Oh, wait. That was what we won. What was the total risk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.75, and we, yeah, that sounds right. 96.96% return, 5.93 back. Yeah, that sounds about right. So it was a really good week. I mean, well, let's do this. I post my bets every Saturday morning. We're tracking units. So on the year, we're up 37.92%, which is we're up 13.84 units. And you can, I just kind of put all the math there. I don't know if you care or not. But let's go over last week. UFC 299 was sick. It was sick. And I really liked the picks we made. We went dog heavy for the main event, but a couple of those didn't pan out. But what an event. Sean O'Malley, very, very clean championship performance against Chito Vera. Chito, so tough. That knee he ate was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Dustin Poirier gets Benoit with the check right hook, right? I think that's what it was. Lead hook. Knocks him out. Great performance from Dustin. That was a win there, a dog win. Michael Venom Page was a dog. We got a unanimous decision. I went with Gilbert Burns. Jack finds the round 3 KO. I mean, good on Jack. And then calls out Shavkat. I mean, I'd love to see that fight. Gilbert looked good. I'm not, upset with the pick. It always sucks when you lose a bet, but I'm not upset with it. Gilbert did look really good. Piotr Jan handled Song Yadong pretty well. But Piotr, it is always just like a close fight. It's just his MO, right? It doesn't matter who he's fighting. It looks close. He did have the damage, was tolling out the damage, though. Curtis Blades, oh my gosh. I was like, shit. Jalton Almeida's wrestling Curtis Blades like that after round 1. I was interested to see, like, the speed in exchanges and when they were on the mat, and Jalton is... I mean, we knew it, but I didn't think he would do that to Curtis Blades. And then Curtis, on the takedown entry, just starts landing the elbows. That was an underdog pick at the time of posting, but I don't know. It says he was a -12 favorite. Macy Barber with the win. Gamrot with the win. That was a heavy parlay piece. Kyler Phillips looked great. Philippe Lin survives Ion Kudalaba and gets the win. I think he deserved that win, yeah. I took Michael Olajaychuk, and he just got sliced through by Michel Pereira. Michel Pereira is clearly focused, and I need to get this idea that he's undisciplined and kind of a wild man out of my head, because he's toned it down, and he looks great. Despain with the 18-second knockout. The dude is so tall. I think I think you can. I don't know. I was gonna say I think you can push him up the ranks pretty quickly. Otherwise, like, what's the point? Like, if he's fighting cans, he's just gonna knock them all out in less than 30 seconds. Get no experience in the octagon. I mean, if that's what they want to do with him for a little while, build up his allure. Good on them. They can do that. Asu looked very dominant with the grappling, and then Marina Moroz loses the split decision. I picked Marina, and Joanne Wood just looked terrific. Wasn't getting taken down and looked really good in that fight. So, awesome card. On to the next week. We've got UFC Fight Night. Tuivasa taking on Marcin Tybura. It is in Vegas at the Apex, and it's an earlier fight time, so it's 6 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Central Time, the prelims start. First fight of the night, Charalampoulos Gregorio taking on Chad Anheliger. Chad is coming into this fight and against a guy making his debut in the UFC. Looked great on Dana White's Contender Series. I mean, clearly he's got some sort of power because he got a nice knockout there. I think he's going to have better output in this fight early, but Chad is tough, and I think this fight does play out on the feet, and it'll just be interesting to see Gregorio in a 3-round fight, in my opinion. I think he's definitely got the ability to be the minute winner in round 1, 2, in all likelihood, but he's got to understand Chad's going to be there in round 3, and he's a powerful puncher. I will say, like, if Gregorio can get the takedowns, that's the way to go, because Chad is just kind of bad off of his back. So I'm going to go with Gregorio here. He's the slight favorite. For me, this is probably not going to be in any of the bets that I post tomorrow. I think Gregorio's going for a decision. Odds makers don't like that. I mean, Anheliger might have a lot. I think he's got a lot of submission losses. Six submission losses. Yeah, but no submissions for Gregorio. I mean, I think he can take down Chad in this fight. I just don't know. I don't really know what to expect in this matchup. It's kind of hard to go against the savvy vet, but I just don't think his output's good enough. So I like the Gregorio decision. I actually think there's some value on that. I don't know if Chad's ever been knocked out. Yeah, never been knocked out. He's very tough. So I think there's value. I said this wouldn't be, something I bet, but maybe we go fight to go the distance out of the gate. Maybe we go Gregorio, sprinkle a little bit on plus 225 for a decision. It's interesting stuff. But I'm going to go Gregorio, probably decision. Thiago Moises taking on Mitch Ramirez. And this is a short notice fight for Mitch Ramirez. He's stepping in on short notice, and they don't have the stats pulling up on UFC.com, which is okay. We'll just talk about it. This is Thiago's resume is absolutely ridiculous. He's coming off of a loss to Benoit Saint Denis, but he's fought like some ridiculous opponents. And I just think this is a really good spot for him against a guy who's coming off a loss on Dana White's Contender Series. Does carry some knockout prowess. He's 8-1 professionally, 5 knockout wins. But I think this is a fight that Thiago Moises probably should go out there, dominate, and find an early submission against Mitch Rodriguez. So give me Thiago Moises. Give me Thiago Moises via submission. I'm sure that's what the odds makers like. Yeah, plus 120 for the submission. Fight to go the distance, I say no. I think that's a good play either way, either side. Kind of safe at minus 200 for maybe a parlay piece or round robin or something like that. Jacqueline Amorin taking on Corey McKenna. Yeah, I mean, Corey McKenna's really tough, and I think she's probably the better fighter here. It'll just be interesting if she doesn't get Jacqueline pushed against the fence and she's not able to find herself in top position to steal rounds. I think this is going to be just a really close fight if it plays out on the feet. I guess I like McKenna because of the experience she has in the octagon, specifically in the UFC. I think she's got more fights. Before I sound like an idiot, I'm just rambling, having a Guinness and rambling. 4 fights in the UFC, looked awful against Elise Reed. First 2 fights in the UFC, lost to Sam Hughes. Yeah, sketchy. I'm going to go with Corey McKenna to get it done. Probably a decision, and I'm not touching minus 175 for her. I like the fight to go the distance, and then yeah, I'm not touching minus 105 Corey McKenna prop, Josh Kulabau taking on Danny Silva. This is going to be probably just a car crash. Danny Silva is making his debut coming off of Dana White Contender Series, where he just had a ridiculous performance, so much output. I mean, this was a decision too, and you can just see got hit as much as he hit his opponent, but the strikes landed per minute, it was just a ridiculous pace. And he's going against Josh Kulabau, who's not gonna carry that much volume. You never like to see the strike advantage go this way, where Kulabau is, where he's throwing less than he absorbs. But he's tough in his own right, and he's got big power. So I think in this fight, if he wins, it's going to have to be the knockout. He's going to have to hurt Danny Silva, who's hittable. Because I just don't really see, if Danny Silva fights how he did on Contender Series, I don't really see how Kulabau can win minutes and rounds, unless he's able to hurt Danny Silva, preferably early, get him on his back foot and not marching forward. Low kicks. I don't know. Do something, because you're gonna have to tag him, because he's coming. And I'm back and forth on this one. I mean, part of me thinks if Kulabau catches him, which he will at some point, he's just gonna put him out. So I guess I'm gonna do the Kulabau knockout, even though Silva is super tough. Yeah, and probably some value on Silva. To to be honest, I mean just the stylistic approach for both of these guys. But I mean, you can't you can't take 13 strikes a minute from Kulabau and remain upright. Not you know, not. So I think at some point Kulabau catches him, but and hopefully it's early because otherwise I'm gonna be sweating. Rafael Filo taking on Odie Osborne. Rafael Filo is sick. He's really dangerous, improving with the striking, but really dangerous on the mat. Odie Osborne, he's a guy we've seen submitted, I think, in his last fight and, two other times in his career. Really fast starter. I mean, this fight is not going to go the distance, in my opinion. I think Odie Osborne's either going to get to work quickly and hurt Filo in the first round and get him out of there, or Filo's going to wear on Odie. Odie's going to get tired, slow down as he does, and, Filo's going to find that submission. So I kind of think like Filo to survive and find that submission. Maybe there's some sort of hedge with Ode. Yeah, plus 500 where you can cover that way. I might do something like that, but I think Filo, we've seen him get dropped, we've seen him get hurt before, which could happen against Ode, but he is really tough. He's never given up in there. Just be careful early against a fighter like Ode. I don't mind the dog on Ode for sure. Josiane Nunes taking on Chelsea Chandler. Josiane Nunes is a tremendous striker, good boxer, but she is so small and short that it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, output is pretty decent. She's very sharp, has good power. She's just I think she is throwing at air quite a bit, and if you can deploy a good teep kick up the middle and keep her on the end of your punches, you probably are gonna be pretty good. I think Chelsea Chandler, her only way to win this fight is going to be to grapple, though. I think it's going to be to get inside, grapple. I don't trust Chelsea Chandler. I'm going to go with Josiane Nunes to get this done. I mean, it could be a knockout. It could be a decision. I guess I'm leaning decision. But yeah, give me Josiane Nunes decision. The next fight, the last fight of the prelims, is Nathan Levy taking on Mike Davis. Mike Davis last fought in October of 2022. He just hasn't been very active. But I think he's way better than Nathan Levy everywhere. So, I think Mike Davis probably handles Nathan Levy pretty easily and comes out of here with the win. Minus 485, heavy favorite. Odds makers like this fight to go the distance. Levy's only loss was a decision. I mean, if Mike Davis is the minus 485 favorite, like, and he's gonna have the advantage everywhere. Like, I mean, I'm not spending minus 485 on a guy coming back off of a year and a half layoff, and I'm not spending that. So I'd probably be looking at the KO or submission at plus 165. Like, he's going to be better everywhere, or at least the fighter he was in October 2022 would be better everywhere. Just go out there and put away Nathan Levy. Next fight of the night we got is first fight of the main event. Gerald Meerschaert taking on Brian Barberena. Brian Barberena, mic went out there. It wasn't out, I don't think, for too long. I'll go back and watch, but have a nice night, everyone. And thanks for watching.